Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in and check out your boy, P Fong, thinking right out here in the lab. Well, I'm doing what I do for you. I've been in the lab doing some stuff. I got some good stuff for you today. Let's get busy doing what we do. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in and receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinkers' way of life through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. I'm going to give you everything you need to make that happen. So I ask the question, do you know you? It's rhetorical, but tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken him. I'm spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers know thyself and always. To my yacht, be true. Right thinkers, let's talk about our sacred task as right thinkers. What is it? Know thyself. You get the concept? So let's go. And this is a page of information that's gonna be good stuff. I call this meat and potatoes. Why? Because it's stuff that's gonna break down that you can really get the teeth into and enjoy it if you practice it. Now, the sacred task. Most human beings identify again with their ego personality. So you don't have a clue about God. You just know you. And that's normal. That's natural. No problem. Psychiatrist, my man Bruce Lipton, tell you the first 7 years you just sucking up information. That's normal. So you're gonna be whatever environment you're around until you change that program. But no lesson. But now let's talk about how much sense we had way back then. I know that now, but watch this. They knew this back then. Why? Your ego personality, which is your cop and your Ren. The cop is the physical body. Ren is your name. The task is to what? Now in life, explore and consciously, you hear that? Consciously discover our other seven parts of what? Our spirit. I just gave the lesson 9 parts. Okay, the 2 parts is the physical body and the rim, which is your name. Watch this. So it's 7 other parts to go with that. Even before, first of all, this have to be done before death. So that's one of your journeys and one of your missions. Some things you have to accomplish. We must have the other 7 of these remembered and permanently integrated into one so that at the time of death, when we are leaving the earth, what the book that y'all love so much, the Bible, basic instruction before leaving earth. So you don't tell me there's no life after this one. Why? They tell you there's a book to tell you it's the basic instruction how to get to where you got to go because you ain't gonna stay here. This is for the physical body. Just the concept, trying to keep your breast on, follow along. This is all old information, but y'all took it and sliced and diced and made something else. This is still the same information and it still works. Watch this. Now, when you remember the 7 other parts to your personal self, watch this, before leaving Earth, watch this. Now, and when you leave Earth, you leaving what? The physical body and your name on the tombstone. Okay? Here lies Mark, born, died, bam. I don't want that. I don't want that. Okay? I don't care about remembrance of my name or my body. I want to be remembered in memory, and the spirit. I'm good with that. Okay, so I'm in the grand. Don't fall out. Oh, he did. Nah, don't give me all that. I'm way past that. But I'm going to leave my name and the physical body behind. Why? Because we are now ready to what? See the wings? That's where the angel concept comes from. Your astral body, your inside can take off. It can ascend, hence the wings. You're ready to fly where? Into our spiritual body. Not the physical, the spiritual body. And do what? We're going to join who? Our Father. We're Haru in the spirit. Our Father is Asar. God made flesh. We are the reincarnation of Him, still in the flesh. And what we want to do, get back to where we come from, which is our Father. Same concept in every religion. This is ours. Watch this. You're going to join back with Asar. Remember the halls of Maat, Judgment Day, the weighing of the scales. In the next two rooms, you got the shrine, and then you got Asar. You want to get to there, okay? If you pass the test with the heart being light as a feather, we know the story. But the whole point of it is when you become light, astral, the physical body you leave behind, now you got the astral body. You're going to go sit on the lap of Asar, conceptually on the throne, and become one with him. That's the same concept as going to heaven, sitting at the right hand of the Father. I'm just trying to lay it out there for you. And this is the concepts. We're going to join Asar, our divine self, God, and we're going to merge with that ultimate reality from which we not only come, but who is our inner essence. That's who we are. That little spark, the Ba, that's God. Asar, our individual soul, our Ba, joins what? Asar, our supreme. We call it the individual Ba. I told you we got the universal Ba. Same concept. That's what they're trying to break down for you. I hope you're getting this. Your supreme soul, which is God. Thus, when we join Asar, God, now what? We are really joining what? Our higher self. Can't get no simpler than that. I can't break it down no more simpler than that. So I'm gonna let that stay right where it's at. And what happened? We need to know we are God all people. Not just those who are enlightened. We know those who aren't, they just don't know. That's what makes them ignorant. Not dumb or stupid, just ignorant of who? Their higher self. That's their ego self running them on the ignorant level. That's all. That's why we got to teach. That's why I teach. I'm not here to cast aspersions or degrade nobody. I'm here to uplift and raise, help you ascend to be your best self. I don't do all that other stuff. Okay, I know it, but I don't do that here. I'm here to teach. Moving on. And all people and objects in the seen and unseen world all are connected to one by the universal. We have our own, but it's connected to that one. Our job as humans is to know that. Hence, know thyself. It is, again, our sacred task. It's a must to what? Know thyself. I made that my mantra, my call. Why? Because if you do that, all the stuff that you had issues with, you don't know why, because you're taking care of them yourself. Know thyself and know this to be true. To thyself be true. This may be done. How can I do it? Tell me how I can do it. I can make that real simple. This may be done through daily practice, right thinking philosophy, or virtues, righteous living, and spiritual discipline, and the coup de grace, meditation. You listen to the lesson. You get the information. You reflect on it by comprehending, understanding, dissecting, and compartmentalize it in your mind, understanding it, and now you meditate on it and you implement it. That's called manifestation. And that is the only way. When Christ said that, that's what he meant. If you don't do it this way, ain't no other way you can get it done. He know that. He knew that. That's where I'm at. Let me break it down for you. Next one, wrapping it up. If the Ka, which is part of the spirit, identifies itself with the physical body and its erroneous subconscious ideas about reality, that's ignorance. It will not operate correctly. Where? In the spiritual realm. Intellect and understanding is spirituality. Ignorance and non-nothing is the ego realm. There, and through wisdom obtained through experience and your inner experience. I love it. Through what? Meditation, gaining peace of mind, and the car and the other bodies may be what? Experienced and developed and integrated, becoming one with yourself. With those things, that's how you put yourself together to become one whole, complete being. Next, let's talk about the idea of following your heart. The Egyptian proverb said, follow your heart through your life. Do more than is required of you. Most people take a little bit. Give 100%. You don't have to worry about it. Spend no more time on what? Your daily cares than required. You do what you do and let it be. Be, by your own personal household. Meaning take care of you. Do what you need to do for you. When wealth ultimately arrives, when prosperity strikes and it arrives, then too, be mindful. Follow your heart. Why? For wealth does no good if your heart is heavy and down. If you're downhearted with a heavy heart, with what? Life of regrets and bad decision makers, you won't even be able to enjoy the goodness when it comes. Okay? That's the concept. That's the Egyptian proverb. Let's talk about, I got a little more time. I got good stuff here. It's coming out. Let's talk about Bka. It's spelled BKA. Now, this is the ba, the soul, is connected to the ka, the body of emotions and desires. Through what? Through your ab consciousness. From here, your ba, what? Controls the kabat, which is the shadow dense, subtle, your body, and the ka, which is the physical body. If your heart is leading the way, fall in line. Acquiesce. Why? It knows what it's doing. If you're believing and think you know the way, moving on. In Egypt, the process, watch this, this is a good philosophy right here, good allegory, good analogy. The process of what? Impregnating the female is called ka. What? Watch this. And this is the process that must also occur in spiritual evolution. Why? Because our ka must be impregnated with what? You ready? The words of wisdom, intellect, and intuition from what is by the spirit. This is the virgin birth of our spiritual life. I told you, heart, mind, coherence. Once they made that connection, ding, 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 and they both was untouched, so they both have virgin concept. And this is called the virgin birth of what? Our spiritual life. You just got zapped. And this leads to what? The birth of ourselves as what? A transformed being as gods. Intellect, understanding, and righteous living is the way to get there. And like Christ said, I'm the only way to the Father, and that's the truth. So whatever way you put it, how you put it, is still the truth. Okay, how you understand it is on your decision, but it's still the truth. If we identify, a lot of us do, with our body as being what? One with the universal body. Me and God are one. When you identify with that, watch this, what happened? When you do that, instead of identifying with your ego, the actions prescribed by our individual body, our soul, will be in harmony with what? The spirit world and nature. When you live it and doing right, don't things just seem to fall your way? The road just seems to be paved nice and smooth, no obstacles, no adversity. Life is good. Why? You deserve that. You earned that. And when you do that, that's the rewards that you get. So if you think it didn't make the difference if I serve God or don't serve God, believe in God, no, it's a difference. I was ignorant to think that it wasn't too, but I know better now. I'm enlightened. Hello? If you're ignorant, you don't have a clue. Once you become enlightened, you start to do things a little different. Why? Because you think and feel things a little different. That's the idea. I lost my place. Where I'm at. Okay, I'm here. Okay, guys. Now, did that already? Okay. When you do this, okay, right here. Now through quiet, Okay, the world of nature. Therefore, following what? One's intuition, your heart, is taking advice from who? From one's body. So, you see where I'm going with this? You see where I'm pointing? Through what? Quiet contemplation of what? Meditation. One's own body offers insight into the truth and will lead one to what? Prosperity. Just meaning good things. That road of life just seemed a little more smoother, a little paved, a little more better. Why? Because you're doing the things you need to do and you're feeling more fulfilled in what? The things you're doing in life. I'm happy. I'm content. Blessed, whatever you want to call it, blissed out, all that. But if you're not living, that can't happen if you ain't making it happen. It don't just fall out the air. All of a sudden you just blessed, everything's just going right. No, it's work you have to put in daily. Okay. All right. I'm almost home. I got another page to go, but this is the good part. Again, we rolling now. One true self, our true self is the consciousness that lies where? Deep within. I'm on. If the heart is the best your best witness. Why? It knows everything that goes on in the body. And if this communicates with that, it don't miss a beat. And it's our physical nature is only a what? Manifestation of our spirit. It is our spirit with what? What gives life to what? The body, the senses, the mind, the process, totally, etc. So therefore, our body, intelligent mind, and senses are what? Are just a reflection of the degree of ignorance or wisdom, your choice, intellect, ignorance, your choice of what? Yourself. Again, your choice, which we process where? In our consciousness, the waking state. Now, in this light, all mental, you ready, illness with the result, physical illness, are due to what? One's own cause, which is, you ready, ignorance of what? Our divine spiritual nature, our true self, aka higher self. This is why knowing thyself takes care of all those problems and avoid those elements. You have those people who serve God and worship God, health seems to be pretty good. Eastern people live a little longer. Why? They serve God in a regular way like we do. Put it in action. Or they're talking about it. No, be about it. So when you're doing that, you will be the beneficiary of that. Wrapping it up. No, I'm almost there. Now, in order to find the ultimate truth, which is what? Thyself. That's the ultimate truth. That's the goal. We must go beyond what? Our limited mind, senses, and body. We must go beyond all mental images or names and forms to which we are accustomed by developing our intuition. That's the inner workings, not outer, all inner, mastering that. And through what? Intuition. Only will we discover we only discover who we really are and our purpose of existence. This is the message above all temples to, in effect, the Greeks took it, thieves, like they did everything else. But in every temple, before you went in, big bold letters. Okay, need I say more? Know thyself. The Greek came and put man, know thyself, because he was so egotistical. He didn't want women to be involved in the process of gaining knowledge of self. What the hell is that about? But again, another lesson. But yeah, they just directed the information and knowledge. That's why you can't have female in the pulpit. That concept right there. And they cross, that's all male. Male follows is everywhere. Ain't going nowhere. That's a dead concept. Moving on. But know thyself was on all temple interests. So if they was important, that was important to them, it's just important to me. Moving on. And this was all about the spirit is distant from the body. Understand that. If the individual body identifies with the other parts of the spirit, you got 9 of them, it will forget what it is connected to the universal body. If it don't connect with the rest of it forgets, it's ignorant of itself. Watch this. Now, if it forgets and overcomes or are overcome by worldly desires, sexual pleasures, and ignorance of its higher self, it will live a life of mortality, meaning the expectancy they're going to die, thinking it will die. Again, when what? The body dies, Horace Hood told you is being connected to all parts of the spirit when at all times. How? By remembering that you are not only connected to the universal by God, cosmic consciousness, universal soul, but that you are the universal soul deep inside. To attain this state of mind, you have is to achieve. You ready? This is what my goal for right thing is. You have to know thyself. They called it Christhood, Horace Hood, cosmic conscious, Christ conscious, the kingdom of heaven, moksha, nirvana, spiritual enlightenment. And I can go on. Why? Because everybody got a name for it, but it's not the same thing. What you call it, again, don't change what it is. Spiritual enlightenment, knowing thyself. The universal bar and the individual bars form a circuit where energy is given and then returned. This is the infinity sign. Why? Reciprocity. I give, you receive. You give, I receive. I give, you receive. That's why we keep each other going. That's the ongoing cycle. It can propel itself for eternity. That's the cycle. That's why it's infinite. Okay. The universal bar, the individual bars from the circuit form a circuit which energy is given and returning to the what? Source in its endless cycle. Again, infinity. It's going to go on. Life goes in. You go in young, come out old. Go in young, come out old. Simple. To be consciously connected with your higher true self is the coveted goal for all right thinkers, and it's the epitome of our existence. It's the purpose and reason why we're here. If you believe all other stuff, you can do what you want, but this is the concept and the reason for it. Humans partake in both qualities of the spirit and those of matter. Spirit upper, matter lower, physical. The physical world is temporary. You got to raise your level to become spiritual again. The fall of man from spirit to matter, okay, from spirit to body. But the spirit is still what? Encased in the body. So to master both of those elements, spirit and matter, is called, you ready? The highest good. Or I knew it when I first started just 37 years ago, Son and Bunner, aka the supreme good. All good. Okay? And all humans can potentially become masters of the universe. How? By becoming one with the universe. That's a pin dropper. And that's what I'm doing right now. But I got a picture to show you. This is your soul, your individual body, and your universal body coming together, looking at each other. I got another picture, but right now I ain't got time to go look for it. But yeah, this is you, individual. You got the arm around your neck, letting them know that I'm endowed with life. I've come to meet my higher self. Y'all become one. Read this little quick caption. In the Egyptian book of Coming Forth by Day, in the other hieroglyphic text, the individual soul is depicted either as a human-headed hawk, which is Haru, me and you, or either as a ram, Amun, the hidden one. In this manner, we are led to understand what? That the individual soul is in reality just a manifestation of the universal soul brought into individual persons. The high God, Amun, which is the hidden one, who is the ultimate soul of everything and is symbolized as a ram-headed man. And if you know anything about the zodiac, the ram is what? Aries, the ram, okay? That's when the zodiac sign we was in when this began. So we go way back, okay? Now, it is what? The highest aspect, which is the head. From the head down, as a Capricorn, I'm down at the knees. So I got that information too, all symbolical, but it's all makes sense. And it gives you better insight and understanding of oneself. But the individual soul cleanses itself. How? From its association with the mortal body, which is the consciousness, achieves identification with what is universal ba, which is Amun. At this stage, now the soul is said to have what? Become glorified. Remember, God brought me from the darkness to glorified light, knowledge of self. You know God. Now you are considered an Akus, a glorified being, an enlightened being. someone who knows himself. But all these names and titles, they all mean the same thing. Christhood, Christ-like. And watch this, you become glorified and thus referred to as a Sahu. Told you. In this aspect of Sahu, the hieroglyphic for soul is depicted as a ram with what? With a ankh necklace, symbolizing that it is endowed with life, eternal. That's the concept, and that's the goal that we try to get as right thinkers, to know thyself at that level. You know who you are, and it's all good after that. That's the kingdom of heaven. And after that, everything else is what? All things will be given to you, beyond to you, however y'all say it. But get knowledge of self first. Know thyself, and then everything else take care of itself. That's the lesson. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you understood it. That's my goal. I'll be back. And in closing, right thinkers, may you all let it be 100 and me 100 minus a day. So I never know that right thinkers like you passed away. The Osiris resurrection and the story of Asar and Set. Horus and Set. We'll see. I'll be back.